Hello, everybody. My name is Greg. Welcome to the channel. Today, I wanted to talk about the praying mantis totem and how it's been manifesting in my life. First, let me tell you, I'm offering the 25% off of Thunder Astrology readings for the month of December. So, anybody interested, I'll leave a link on the bottom. Okay, so let's talk about the praying mantis. The uh, the praying mantis is an insect, and it got that name because of its when it stands on its legs. Usually, those two hands look like they're in a praying. They're kind of like this. Look like they're praying. That's where it got the name from. But if you see the praying mantises out in nature, you know that they're very still. They're just very patient. They're just waiting for their prey to come to them, and they'll let them get as close as they can to them. They're very much camouflaged. They're so still, they blend into their surroundings, into the vegetation, and they make that move at the precise moment to catch their prey. So this is associated with the stillness, this patience, stillness of the body, which has to do with meditation, and conscious awareness, contemplation, and let's see, it's associated with sleep, getting plenty of sleep, stillness of the body, and it has to do with dreams too, getting that proper rest. Proper rest usually means empowering yourself on an energetic level. So the yeah, it has to do with that, the stillness, just empowering yourself so that when it's time to make that move, you've done it with really great surety, with accuracy, which is great power. So this has to do with planning things out before you present them to people. You know, you don't want to speak your mind too quick, share something that hasn't you haven't thought out yet. You know, just the beginnings of an idea. It also has to do with being, let's say, judgmental about who you share it with, what you say to people, not necessarily ideas, but just who you speak your opinions to. You know, you want to know people before you speak your mind to them. And the way this praying mantis has manifested in my life, it was maybe about a year ago. I was working a job that I wasn't happy with at all. The money was good, but just the interaction with people there, I just couldn't relate to the people. Totally on a different wavelength than me. I mean, there's no not that everybody has to be spiritual or anything like that, but having harmony, a good sense of socializing, respect for people in the workplace, that none of that was there. It's just a bunch of gossip and man, miserable people. People that are married with children that are just miserable. I mean, they're looking at other women in exaggeratedly perverse ways. The guys that I worked with, totally addicted to alcohol. To everybody was an alcoholic there. People in their late 30s, early 40s. People have the mentality of a teenager. I mean, the negative mentality of a teenager, where they're competing for manliness, macho-ness, and stuff like that. And I couldn't take it. Had to get out of there. You know, I try to get along with people, but it's really hard. It's really hard when you're bettering yourself and people are around people that are bettering themselves, and it causes them to look at themselves. And they either have a good reaction to that or a bad reaction. I have nothing but bad reactions in that place, which basically means people don't want to grow. You know, they're comfortable with the way they were since they were a teenager. They're not growing past that, but maybe they will. Maybe they have an opportunity to do that in this life or another life. Whenever it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I mean, that's the whole point of being in this world, in this life, to grow. But I remember just going home one day on the freeway. It was stop and go traffic. Things were moving at 10 miles an hour, and this just out of nowhere, this white praying mantis just landed on my windshield right in front of me, my driver's window. I was just like, wow, he just landed there. I was checking it out. It stayed with me for a good 5 minutes or so, and it flew away. That's when I got home and I went online and I checked out what the praying mantis is about, its appearance. It has to do with that stealing the mind, going into meditation. It has to do with also new beginnings. And at the time I was just thinking, man, this place is not for me. I'm gonna have to start planning on how I'm gonna get out of here, what I'm gonna do with my life, because this is not the place for me. I don't care how much I get paid. There's no sense of harmony. I got to get out of here. I'm out. So that it really helped me back then. Back then I was doing meditation, but I was doing it only for maybe 15 minutes, which is good too. Any time of meditation is always good, even 5 minutes. It's good to empower yourself. But I was just getting these signs that I needed to go longer to really build up my energy, bring back my energy, not be so focused on other people, focus on myself, strengthen myself. And it did work back then. And like the color white represents like purity, innocence, understanding, new beginnings. And yeah, it really helped me back then. But just last night I had a dream of a praying mantis, and it was white also. And all I saw was I just saw a praying mantis, kind of just it was just there. I can't remember if it was in a home or outside. It was such a quick vision in a dream, but it just showed up and I was looking at it. It was really super still, and that was it. Lately that's been happening to me. My visions have been like just really quick, just quick visions, and then they go away. And yeah, so I went and Googled the praying mantis again today, and I was checking it out and learning about the stillness and contemplation, meditation, planning things out. It also represents new beginnings and stuff like that. And just last week, earlier in the week, I was going through cleaning up some stuff in my home right here. I came across my old yearbooks from junior high. I mean the high school one too, but I was looking at the junior high specifically. And I was opening them up and checking out all the autographs from the people signing the yearbooks. And there was some of the girls that signed the yearbooks. There was three of them, three girls in particular, that they put their phone numbers on there, give me a call and all that stuff. And I started recalling experiences that I had with them back then. Basically opportunities to get to know them even more than what ended up happening. Like there was a attraction. They're letting me know, hey, I'm interested. Hello. Are you open or not? Turned out I wasn't though back then. And also, I'm not so intuitive at 12, 13 years old. But there was one of them in particular that I known since 3rd grade up into 8th grade. Well, all of them I knew from 3rd to 8th grade. Yeah, I knew all of them, but one of them in particular, I think on either my first day of school at this school, which was 3rd grade. I think I either walked in with my mother or she was around or something. I don't know. But she had a good connection with my mother, some kind of getting along with her really good. And then throughout 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, I don't know, I knew her up until 8th grade, till junior high. She would always, how's your mother? And oh, she's such a nice person. And I really loved talking to her. And, she was always trying to talk to me, this girl. So I was thinking earlier in the week, I was like, man, missed opportunities there, huh? Who knows what had happened there if I would have got to know her even more. There might have been something there, might have not been. In my mind, I'm like, oh man, you never know. What could have happened? But basically, now I'm single now, but I mean, I've never wanted kids, so that kind of pushed girls that I would get close to. You know, once we start sharing what we want to do with our lives, you know, I would say that kind of stuff, and that would, and eventually we would get separated because they want kids and I don't. You know, I mean, it's like, well, at least I'm being honest. You know what I mean? But yeah, during the week I was thinking about her in particular. I came across the 8.5:11 picture of all the class, the students, and on that picture, I ended up writing little captions on each person about how I saw them. Some of them were negative, some of them were positive. But on that one particular girl, I ended up writing "Mom Lover," and I was like, wow, because I was just thinking about how she was with my mother. And I ended up writing it. I didn't remember that I wrote that on there. You know, I was just trippy. But yeah, so I went into a little bit of a state of mind of like, oh, what could have happened? You never know, missed opportunities, and ended up having a dream about her where we were just eating lunch and she was coming to eat lunch too, and there was no place to sit, and I just got up and gave her the seat, and she said thank you. That was about it. But this praying mantis vision has to do with moving on, new beginnings, you know, and contemplating your past. So, which is what I was doing last week, you know, and I was just trying to look at it as a positive thing. I did kind of fall into this missed opportunity. Oh man, you never know. Then eventually I started realizing, well, if it was meant to be, it would have been meant. It would have happened, you know. So, got to move on from those things. You know, I don't want to be looking at the past and regretting certain things. You know, when you stay in that past type of way of thinking, you're bringing that past vibration into your present moment, and you're going to attract these same kind of people or these same kind of ways of thinking within yourself into your present life. You know, so it has to do with moving on from these types of experiences that you've had. So that's what has been going on. This manifestation of the praying mantis in my dreams has been telling me there's this opportunity for new beginnings, you know. And lately also, I'd say the last week, I've only been meditating maybe 10, 15 minutes. So it's telling me to go deeper, you know, really get to know myself even more on a deeper level. And this is going to help me to shift timelines, as they say, so you don't repeat your past. You start going into some new direction. And that's what we all want to do. We want to get to a higher level, evolve our souls. So that's all I wanted to talk about today. These different animal totems, how they can help us. So if anybody's interested in those Thunder Astrology readings, still offering that 25% off for December. Very powerful way to empower yourself on a spiritual level with practical applications. All right, so talk to you guys later. Peace.